how do you think about intent data? How are you using it or thinking about it? What's your take as someone who's, managing quite a bit of spend for different companies?
Yeah. Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm always happy to join Jake for these talks. It's awesome. For anyone that doesn't know me, we currently execute demand and ABM programs for more than 40 enterprise SaaS organizations. So we get a lot of insights about what companies are doing, how they're using intent data. We have worked with most of the providers. We've deployed campaigns off of them. We see the analytics data all the way to revenue. We see the outbound success rates. So we have a pretty good sense about what's going on here. The first thing that I want to back people up on is people think that the only way to get intent is to get intent data, and that's not true. And so there's actually 3 core levels of intent that I see. And so the bottom one is going to be low or no intent. So define that as there's no data that suggests that anyone at this company or this person has intent. So things like content syndication, download, a lot of the low, cheap, low intent leads will fall into that category where you're literally just looking for an email address or a phone number to cold call someone that doesn't want to buy. That's level 1. You got
Chris, real quick before you go to level 2, because I think I want to be clear for a lot of people. Some of these things might look like a content download. Now, would that be a level 1 for you, like in terms of what you see, like an initial ebook download or sign up for a newsletter? Like, would you put that at that level 1, or does that go into what you're getting ready to get into?
No, that's level 1. Those go into level 1. The win rates of those leads will be about 0.1%. So if you want your sales team following up with 1,000 people to win 1 deal, then be my guest. But that's not what I want to do.
Yeah. All right. Well, the reason I call that out, man, is that I talk to a lot of companies, and when marketing is, incentivized on MQLs, right? Or MQLs or whatever acronym they
SQL, you can get there with this method. Yeah.
Yeah, but they count that. They think that a webinar attendee or something one time is and so I think it's just important for all of you out there, if you're in sales and marketing, especially in leadership, to listen to what Chris is saying. This guy has, the data to back it up, that it's not about the first touch point. And then, I'll let you get into it, but I just thought it was really important to kind of double click on that for everyone.
Yeah, and as we move up the scale, the win rates for your sales team are going to get higher and higher. So you can go into your own data, you can pull this, you can say, okay, look at all my newsletter signups that we did outbound to. Let me look at all, and we'll go through that. But the levels are purely driven through conversion rates to customer. That's the only place that then using some level of common sense to understand, okay, these all fit into the same category, and then categorizing them. So level 1, we just went through it, no intent, like content downloads, third party, like content syndication, gated would fall into that too. Or you just pull someone out of Zoom info and you cold call them, that would fall into that category as well. So level 2 is what I would call assumed or anonymous intent. So this is where third party intent data is going to come in. And so given that, like, I call it assumed and anonymous because it's typically not driven through a actual person, it's an account. And you are assuming, based on whatever filters you put in place and whatever data source, that those people actually have intent, but they haven't told you that. And so that will be level 2. And then you want to ask some questions? You want to just go?
Yeah, no, I do want to ask. I do. You already knew it. Now you knew it. And so, when you think about that type of data, because that's the data in particular, Chris, that I feel is maybe being over-indexed against, which is that it's being what I'm seeing from time to time as I see, well, look, some data is better than no data. So don't get me wrong. I'm not bashing that type of data. I think what I have seen, though, that is kind of scary for me is people are using that data and determining pretty much their entire account-based strategy based solely off of that type of intent data. And to me, like you said, somewhat anonymous. And I did a post about this yesterday. As someone who works for one of these companies, he was not happy with me. Christopher Rack is his name. And he's like, you experts, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, look, if an intern at IBM in the marketing department goes and looks at a piece of content, and then a marketing manager in a different market goes and looks at with the same keywords, some third-party intent might go like, oh, IBM's marketing department is in the market for XYZ.io. And it's like, No, like
Mm-hmm.
maybe it's a signal, and I feel like it's kind of like very polarizing. It's like people are either like all in that this is the holy grail, or they're like complete skeptic and like it's not. And so what's the middle ground? Like how do
Yeah.
you think that data is best utilized?
So first off, we went through the scale, right? So if you're just pulling people out of Zoom info, hopefully this level that you're getting out of assumed or anonymous intent is marginally better, at least. So like that's the step. And then I want to get to the last one, just center it, and then we can get into the like more focus on intent data. The top level is what I call declared intent. A person at a qualified account comes in and says to you, first party, hey, I want to talk to your sales over about buying stuff. And those are going to have the best win rates. That's the only real intent data that I care about, although our customers use a lot of intent data. But I'm looking at generating first party intent where people want to buy. It completely changes your marketing strategy. And so while everyone else is focused on trying to like go and get signals and hope that that account has intent, I'm way more focused on going out and marketing to accounts so that they actually have it.